A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a historic move that has sent shockwaves through South Korea's political landscape, the National Assembly has impeached President Yoon Suk Yeol following his controversial declaration of emergency martial law. This decision, which has plunged the nation into a state of political turmoil, was made during a vote on Saturday, garnering overwhelming support from opposition lawmakers. Out of 300 members of the Assembly, 204 voted in favor of the impeachment, while 85 opposed it, with 3 abstentions and 8 invalid votes. The decisive majority reflects the deep divisions within South Korean politics, as opposition parties accuse President Yoon of overstepping his constitutional authority during his brief imposition of martial law, which lasted for 6 hours in response to escalating civil unrest. Critics of the president argue that his declaration was unjustified and represents an abuse of power, leading to serious allegations of insurrection against him, a grave charge under South Korean law. The impeachment has sparked contrasting reactions from the public. Outside the National Assembly, thousands gathered to celebrate the decision, viewing it as a victory for democracy. Many chanted slogans and waved banners calling for justice and the protection of democratic principles. Conversely, large crowds of President Yoon's supporters assembled in downtown Seoul, expressing their outrage and accusing opposition parties of politicizing the issue and undermining national stability. This stark division underscores the polarizing nature of President Yoon's leadership. In a televised address shortly after the impeachment vote, President Yoon expressed his determination to continue serving the country, stating, "I vow to do my best for South Korea until the end," while refraining from directly addressing the allegations against him. Despite his removal from active duties, he remains in office in a suspended capacity until the Constitutional Court delivers its verdict on the impeachment. Following the impeachment, Prime Minister Han Duck-soo has stepped in as acting president, as mandated by South Korean law. This transition is crucial for maintaining governmental stability during this uncertain period. The Constitutional Court now has up to 180 days to review the impeachment and decide whether to reinstate President Yoon or formally remove him from office. The outcome will have significant implications for the country's political landscape. The opposition Democratic Party is not stopping at President Yoon's impeachment. Lawmakers are now moving to impeach Prime Minister Han Duck-soo, accusing him of failing to prevent the president's controversial actions. They argue that his inability to manage the crisis allowed for the imposition of martial law, which they deem a violation of democratic principles. Additionally, the opposition plans to pursue criminal charges against President Yoon, accusing him of insurrection, which could lead to severe penalties, including the death penalty or life imprisonment. The fallout from the martial law declaration has extended beyond the president, with several senior officials arrested for allegedly collaborating in what the opposition is calling an orchestrated insurrection. Those detained include the defense minister, the national police chief, the head of the Seoul Metropolitan Police, and the commander of military counterintelligence. These arrests highlight the scale of the investigation, as authorities seek to determine the extent of government and military involvement in the events leading to the declaration of martial law. The path to impeachment began with growing public discontent over President Yoon's handling of civil unrest and his decision to impose martial law. Critics have argued that his emergency powers were unnecessary and unconstitutional, granting excessive authority to the military to suppress protests. Opposition lawmakers quickly mobilized to hold the president accountable, introducing the impeachment motion on grounds of abuse of power and constitutional violations. The National Assembly's vote marks a critical turning point in South Korea's political history, with the Constitutional Court set to review the impeachment case to determine if there is sufficient evidence to permanently remove President Yoon from office. This process, which could take up to 6 months, will involve a thorough examination of the allegations and the legal basis for the impeachment. If the court upholds the National Assembly's decision, President Yoon will become only the second South Korean leader to be removed from office through impeachment, following Park Geun-hye's ousting in 2017. As South Korea enters a period of political uncertainty, the nation's economy, already under pressure from global challenges, could face further instability as the political crisis unfolds. The opposition's efforts to impeach both the president and prime minister signal a broader push to reshape the government's leadership. If successful, these actions could result in significant changes to South Korea's political and institutional landscape. The impeachment of President Yoon Suk Yeol reflects the growing divisions within South Korea's political and social fabric. As the Constitutional Court deliberates, the country faces critical questions about the balance of power, the role of democratic institutions, and the accountability of its leaders. The next few months will be pivotal in determining South Korea's direction as both the government and citizens navigate this unprecedented political crisis. Opposition leader Lee Jae-myung has already called for cooperation between the government and the National Assembly to stabilize state affairs, urging a swift ruling from the Constitutional Court to minimize confusion and suffering among the people. The court's decision will be closely watched, as it has the potential to reshape the future of South Korean politics. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.